So what are the best practices for maintaining work-life balance as a coach?
I'm surprised you're asking me because you're the one who masters this. So let's hit it from the idea of the mindset, the tactics, and the accountability once again, right? So when it comes to the mindset, it is you can't do everything that you want to the level that you want to do it, right? This has a lot to do with also people in businesses, right? Where they think that they have to take care of everything because nothing's going to be able to get done to their satisfaction if they don't do it all, right? And this is the same thing with our personal life, right? We try to take on so much that we actually overflow everything, and then we're really good at nothing, right? As opposed to leaning in and asking ourselves, like, how can we do the things that not only bring us to life that we really love, that are like in our strength zones, and find other ways to delegate, outsource, ChatGPT, the rest of the stuff, right? And so when you think about that whole idea of some things matter more than others, you have to ask yourself, like, what are the things that I love, that I enjoy? What are the things that bring me closer to my family, right? And how can I find a way to stay within that zone? Because then I can do those things exceptionally well. So that's what I would say would be the mindset. How about for tactics? What would you say?
Yeah, I think it goes along with the mindset piece, right? Is really prioritizing what you need to do. And I think that the trap we fall into is thinking that everything is urgent and important. And it's not. So we have to really look at what it is that we're doing and identify the things that matter the most. Also, if you're working on your business, you have to understand that there are some things that you do best, that is your zone of genius, that is your expertise, that you need to dive into and really spend the most of the time and energy in those things, and then really let go of the rest or delegate it, because that is how we fall into this sense of overwhelm. So it's really identifying the key things that you need to do and that you're the one that needs to do them. And then the rest just needs to be let go. And you really start to feel like that empowerment. And really, it's really about leadership, because you are taking on the things that really matter the most and giving other people the chance to be able to work on their zone of genius.
Yeah. Two things come up as you were saying that. Number one is I want you to talk about universal prime time, because when people think about like getting more stuff done in less time, that's something that we help teach our clients is how to figure out their universal prime time. But before we get into that, I also want to share, like, based off what you were saying right there, is like some things matter more than others, and then looking at what are those things and how can I do more of those things, right? When it comes to, like, let's say family time, right? We, especially here on this channel, like, family is a really big deal to us, right? We won't put that on the back burner to succeed in business, and we'll never ask our clients to do that either, right? But when you lean into family, sometimes people think that family is just about spending an exorbitant amount of time with your family, right? And what I found is that because we have a lot of high performers, people who want to excel in multiple areas, that you have to really get laser focused on the things, like you said, that move the needle forward the most. And sometimes it's not a quantity game. Sometimes it's a quantity game. Yes, that's what I meant. Exactly what you just said. Like, let me give you an example. So you can spend 2 hours watching a TV show, right? Not talking, not communicating, just watching the TV show, and you're in the room with your kids for 2 hours. Or you can spend 30 minutes doing what one of our clients was doing on our call, which is like playing Barbies, right? And the level of connection that you have when you're having those conversations, you're getting to like play with them on their level. 30 minutes of playing with them will make a bigger impact than 2 hours of sitting down and watching TV with them. And so it's really just thinking about what moves the needle the most and how can I do that more often? It's not just purely a quantity game, it's a quality game, like you said, right? I wanted to bring that up, but also wanted you to share like the universal prime time, because I see so many of our clients, when they lean into this, it is a total game changer for them, but they have to find their way of doing it. So can you explain that real quick?
Yes. So the universal prime time is basically a time frame in the day where you have the most mental, physical, and sometimes even emotional energy. And these are the times where you feel like during the day, you're like, oh man, I'm good to go. Like, I can be so productive. Sometimes it's about really analyzing when that is for you, because it's different for everybody. Some people are morning people and other people are not. And they might be night owls. So that could be their universal prime time. So it's just about finding that time frame for you. And it could be an hour, it could be 2 hours. And it's just about identifying that for yourself, because even with that short period of time, you can get more of the most important things done than if you would have, set on your schedule for 5 hours to do some work. Yeah. You get laser focused because your mind is, primed, and you have the most physical energy as well. So we try to work that in with our clients and just kind of identifying that time period for them.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you think about those times, you want to make sure that you remove the things like doing laundry, cleaning up around the house, doing things that like actually don't take a lot of brain power, because you're kind of giving those things, your extra energy and brain power and your physical and mental and emotional energy away to something else, right? You're a coach with a big heart and a powerful desire to make a real difference in the world. But what if you could increase your impact, increase your confidence, and grow a business with ease? I want to help by offering you a free coaching call so we can discover exactly how to help you feel aligned and equipped to guide your clients to even more incredible results. We'll also create a plan to scale your business while maintaining your work-life balance. If you're ready to turn your passion of helping other people into sustainable growth, click the link below and book your free call. Thank you for being willing to lean in, and let's get right back into the show. The last piece I want to talk about is accountability, right? It's making sure that you're surrounding yourself with other people who value work-life balance as much as you do. There's so many different people on social media. There's so many different coaches. There's so many people who teach people how to coach, right? We're not the only people on the planet, right? But when you think about that, you got to think about like, what are the values of the person, the group, the team that I'm a part of? Because you will naturally take on the behaviors, the actions, the thoughts, and the beliefs of the people in that environment, right? And so, for example, like when I was working full-time at LAPD and trying to become a coach and elevate what we're doing here at home, right? I realized that when I was spending more time with people at LAPD, I wasn't in the right environment to really be able to find answers, not only answers in terms of entrepreneurship answers, but answers around how to connect better with family. Because it was all about like the rat race of working, helping people, doing this thing, rinse and repeat, days off, getting changed, all that kind of stuff. And it was all for like, how can we do this for the citizens kind of thing, right? Which is a great place to be, because you're there to make an impact, right? But you have to be very conscious of, am I hanging out with the people who share the values that I want to lean into, right? And when you do that, it will get you to show up on a different level. It'll get you to start feeling like it's contagious with everybody else. So highly encourage that everybody does a real quick assessment, right? And think about like, am I making everything matter, or can I focus on the things that move the needle the most? Follow that up with, what is my universal prime time so I can get more done in less time? You will get more done in an hour or an hour and a half of your universal prime time than most people get done in 8 hours of a workday. All right. And number 3 is making sure that I'm in the right environment, because if I'm in the right environment, I'm going to set myself up for success. And those actions and activities are going to be so much easier than if I were to do them on my own.